Day here at KYALAMI 2016, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Tihan van Rooyen is holding down the fort in second place.
Let's see what Tihan van Rooyen can do.
At third, we have the one and only Sean Olivier.
It's like they're on the outside looking in, close enough to see the front without actually being there.
The fourth place on the grid belongs to Renier Leach, a driver with plenty of experience. Ernest Heather will look to make a splash from the fifth position on the starting grid. Our sixth place starter, Gerhard Niemand, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track.
The proof will most definitely be in the pudding for this South African driver.
Johan Niemand will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from 7th on the grid. From the middle of the pack, we have Wayne Midden in 8th place on the starting grid. Sean Johnson is going to be starting from 9th. As the engines roar to life, Melvin Gauss prepares to take off from the 10th position on the starting grid. Starting from 11th on the grid is a bit of a mixed bag for James Leach SNR.
But they've got the skills to make something happen.
Brendan Griesel may not be starting from pole, but they're still in with a shot. The moment we've been waiting for has arrived. The green flag is waving and the race is on.
This is where the driver's true abilities will be put to the test. Staying calm and collected while pushing for the lead is the ultimate challenge.
As the drivers get this race underway, Let me give a shout out to the admin team at SimSpeed Motorsports for making this all possible. Heroes one and all.
I'd love to be on track burning some rubber here, Lucy.
This is going to be one hell of a race. I can already feel it. As the tires come up to temp, their available grip is changing, and the drivers that manage this transition best are likely to make progress through the field. As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race. Every lap is an opportunity for James Leach to learn just a little bit more to shave a few tenths or hundredths off their times. It's a steady race for Gerhard Niemann so far. They haven't made any mistakes, and they are maintaining their focus. Hey, John, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Lucy, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Gerhard Niemann is breathing down the neck of Johann Niemann, not giving them any room to relax.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Gerhard Niemann and Johann Niemann both need to stay cool under pressure.
Wayne Mitten is running ninth. They are trying to catch Brendan Griesel. Looks like Stream, Peter, is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start? Johann Niemann is placed 6th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Ernest Heather, who is 0.6 seconds behind.
You're spot on, and Ernest Heather knows that they can't rely on Johann Niemann making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination, and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
This is going to be a nail-biter. Brendan Griesel is defending for their life, but Wayne Mitten is right there doing everything they can to force a mistake.
Brendan Griesel is doing a great job of defending in the lead, and Wayne Mitten is pushing hard to close the gap. It's an exciting race and it's not over yet.
A commanding performance from Sean Johnson, who has increased their lead over Melvin Gauss, putting them firmly in their rear-view mirrors. Oh, this is getting intense. James Leach is just behind Taihan van Ruyen. It's a thrilling pursuit as Ernest Heather is right behind Johann Niemann, keeping the pressure on for 6th place. Ernest Heather has just put in a faster lap than Johann Niemann, so that's going to give them something to worry about. As a former racing driver, John, hold up, breaking info. Great driving from Ernest Heather, who has just gained a place and moved up to 6th. He's pulling away. Ernest Heather is increasing the gap to Johan Niemand. Oh, this is getting intense. Brendan Griesel is just a few car lengths behind Wayne Midden.
The gap between them is now just over 0.3 seconds.
An impressive showing from Brendan Griesel, who has gained positions and left Wayne Midden in the dust.
Absolutely, Lucy, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and Brendan Griesel can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
The gap between Melvin Gauss and Troy Starr is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Melvin Gauss to bring Troy Starr into play. Willie Van Wyck needs to find some speed, or maybe get more consistent. John, they have just put in a slower lap than James Leach SNR.
It will be interesting to see if James Leach SNR can keep outpacing Willie Van Wyck.
It looks like James Leach SNR is pushing hard to catch up to Willie Van Wyck. That's not a small gap, but James Leach SNR has what it takes to challenge for the position.
Indeed, the anticipation is high as James Leach SNR tries to reel in Willie Van Wyck. But Willie Van Wyck is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. James Leach SNR needs to find a little extra.
Hold up, breaking info. Great driving from Ernest Heather, who has just gained a place and moved up to 6th. The tension is building as James Leach SNR trails behind Troy Starr. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Troy Starr is pushing to maintain the lead, while James Leach SNR is working to close in and challenge for the position. The action is heating up here as James Leach is in second, defending from Taihan Van Ruyen, who is only 0.3 seconds away. Some great driving from James Leach, who has increased their lead over Taihan Van Ruyen and is starting to put some distance between them. This is where the race gets really interesting. Melvin Gauss is closing in on Sean Johnson.
That driver is really pushing the limits. They're riding the curbs and pushing the car to its limits.
It's all about consistency for Ronnie Jonker, who is currently 17th.
Definitely, Lucy, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Even though Jacques Potgieter is a fair way behind Janine Glad, they can't afford to let their guard down. Janine Glad is still vulnerable to mistakes. Johan Niemand is looking for an opportunity to get round Ernest Heather. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the hold on a moment. That won't be ideal for Janine Glad. Coming into Jixkay sweep, the fight for first is heating up. Neither driver wants to be the first to blink.
As a former driver, I can tell you there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when you're this close to your rival, ready to make your move.
Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would help to cement this driver's legendary status.
If James Leach SNR gets any closer, they might as well ask Troy Starr for a piggyback ride.
A great pass for James Leach SNR as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Troy Starr has lost ground. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Stuart Mack in 18th chases after Jacques Potgieter. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Stuart Mack needs to find a way to close the gap. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Johan Niemand will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Johan Niemand in 7th determined to catch up. But we know Ernest Heather isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Johan Niemand is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
Things are heating up as Tijhan van Rooyen tries to close the gap to James Leach.
Tijhan van Rooyen is looking to close the 0.4 second gap and make a pass.
It may seem like Sean Johnson is far behind, but Wayne Midden can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Sean Johnson an opening to catch up.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
Melvin Gauss has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Sean Johnson. I expect their only hope at this point is that Sean Johnson makes an error.
It's not over till the checkered flag drops, though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Jacques Potgieter trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Stuart Mack. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. It's a battle of wills out there, with Melvin Gauss trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Sean Johnson. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish.
This is where experience comes into play. Sean Johnson has been in this situation before and knows how to defend for position, but Melvin Gauss is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
Melvin Gauss has just managed to set their fastest lap of the race so far with a lap time of 1 minute.
Things are hotting up now, Lucy, and it'll be interesting to see if they can improve further on that time.
What do you think, John? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Lucy. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
This is a thrilling battle as Melvin Gauss edges closer to Sean Johnson in their fight for P10. The race is really heating up. Johan Niemand is hunting down Ernest Heather with everything they've got.
We'll have to wait to see if Johan Niemand can use the draft to their advantage, or if the lack of downforce will hinder their progress.
Sean Johnson has the pedal to the metal chasing Wayne Midden. Tough break for Sean Johnson, who has just lost a position.
That's got to be frustrating. But Sean Johnson is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to battle their way back up the field.
It's a brilliant day for racing, and the drivers are putting on a show.
Absolutely. What a great race we are witnessing today. These drivers are giving it their all, and it's a thrill to watch them compete at this level.
They're really pushing themselves and their machines to the limit, and it's paying off with some incredible driving.
It's a pleasure to be here today, Lucy. You really can't beat the excitement of a good race, especially one as competitive as this.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Gerhard Niemand, who is currently in P5. But Renier Leach is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Gerhard Niemand.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Rainier Leach is not going to give up the position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Gerhard Niemand in P5 doing everything they can to catch up.
The intensity is off the charts as Melvin Gauss hounds Wayne Midden, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. It's a tale of two. Hold on a moment. That won't be ideal for Janine Glad. He can't hold on. Melvin Gauss is losing time to Wayne Midden. A setback for Melvin Gauss, who has just been passed. A tough moment for Melvin Gauss, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 10th. I'm curious, John, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Lucy. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals helped me feel prepared and focused.
Hold on a moment. That won't be ideal for Janine Glad. Things are going according to plan for Sean Olivier, who is currently first. The delta between James Leach in second and Sean Olivier remains over a second, but James Leach is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 2 minutes left in this session to make that happen.
It's going to be tough for James Leach, as Sean Olivier seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen James Leach pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Renier Leach seems to be putting the pressure on Gerhard Niemand.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
And Renier Leach has just won the place from Gerhard Niemand.
Yes, but Rainier Leach can't rest on their laurels. They have to keep pushing to consolidate their position.
It's all over. Sean Olivier has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now. James Leach never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish. Excellent focus from Taihan van Ruyen to secure a fantastic third place on the podium.
What a drive, well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Renier Leach, Gerhard Niemand, Ernest Heather, and Johan Niemand brings home 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Finishing 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th is Brendan Griesel, Wayne Midden, Melvin Gauss, and Sean Johnson. James Leach SNR, Rian van der Westhuizen, Troy Starr, and Ronnie Jonker claim 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Stuart Mack, Kenneth Ella, Janine Glad, Braking Development, Jacques Potgieter is in the pits. 18th, Braking Alert. It looks like Jacques Potgieter has been called into the pits.
But I'm expecting some hard-fought on-track battles today.
Wayne Midden is going to be starting from second. Starting from the third position on the grid, we have Brendan Griesel. Johan Niemand will look to make a splash from the fourth position on the starting grid. We see Ernest Heather sitting in the fifth spot.
Ernest Heather is looking on for a strong result.
Gerhard Niemand will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from sixth on the grid. Our seventh place starter, Renier Leach, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track. Sitting in eighth is Tijhan van Ruyen. The ninth starting position belongs to James Leach, who will be looking to make up ground early on.
Who knows? They could be the dark horse that steals the show.
Sean Olivier is 10th.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
Starting from 11th on the grid is not ideal for Sean Johnson, but they're a fighter.
Sean Johnson will be hoping for some good points today.
James Leach SNR will need to be on top of their game starting from 12th on the grid.
They have the talent to make their way to the front of the pack.
Janine Glad is lining up 19th. And they're off. The race is now in motion. This is the moment when drivers must show their mettle and find the perfect line.
Precision is everything during these initial stages. One wrong move could cost them valuable time or even force them out of the race.
It's brilliant to see such a full grid here today.
The first lap can always be a bit of a melee as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
The drivers are jockeying for position. Melvin Gauss will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. Every lap is an opportunity for Brendan Griesel to learn just a little bit more to shave a few tenths or hundredths off their times.
Every corner, every lap, and every race is a chance for these drivers to hone their abilities and improve their skills.
And they're off. Sean Olivier is showing some real determination, making up positions right away. Wayne Midden must have mistaken the gas pedal for the brake, losing precious positions right off the bat. Impressive driving from Wayne Midden, who has managed to extend their lead over Gerhard Niemand. They are walking away at this point, and Gerhard Niemand will have to wait to fight another day. Oh, this is getting intense. Brendan Griesel is just a few car lengths behind Melvin Gauss. It looks like Troy Star is all over Gerhard Niemand. I think they are gonna press them through barbecue and try and press for a mistake.
For sure, Lucy, that's exactly what I would be doing here, as Gerhard Niemand is gonna be aware of them riding their bumper.
Oh my, James Leach is hot on the tail of Sean Johnson. As they come into Sunset, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside. Wayne Midden wants to find a way round Gerhard Niemand. Things are heating up as Janine Glad tries to close the gap to Willy Van Wyck.
It's a game of strategy now as Janine Glad hunts down Willy Van Wyck. Yes, it's all about choosing the right moments to push and when to conserve energy, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike.
It's looking good for Janine Glad, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Willy Van Wyck.
Absolutely, Janine Glad is showing great pace and determination, but they can't get too confident. There is still plenty of challenges ahead.
It's a close race between Troy Star and Wayne Midden in 6th.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Troy Star and Wayne Midden both need to stay cool under pressure.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Brendan Griesel is breathing down the neck of Melvin Gauss, not giving them any room to relax.
This is what separates the good from the great, the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
The battle is on for Brendan Griesel. They're sandwiched between two rivals, Ernest Heather 0.2 seconds away and Melvin Gauss 0.1 seconds ahead. It's a true test of their racecraft. It's a challenging situation for Brendan Griesel. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Ernest Heather 0.2 seconds away and Melvin Gauss 0.1 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move. The pursuit is on. Ernest Heather is closing the gap on Sean Olivier, determined to claim P2.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curbs. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
Sean Olivier could be looking for a way up the inside of Melvin Gauss.
If they get too close, they might end up taking the paint off.
Things are heating up as James Leach closes in on Troy Star. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with James Leach gaining places and Troy Star losing them.
Absolutely, Lucy, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and James Leach can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
As the race settles down, the drivers are really going at it.
It's like watching a high-speed game of chess. One wrong move and it could be game over. But these drivers are masters of their craft, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
That's right. And with the way they're maneuvering those cars, it's like they have superpowers.
It's almost like they have the power of flight. But instead of flying, they're speeding down the track like rockets.
I wonder if they have any spare rocket boosters for sale. Sean Olivier wants to close that gap with Melvin Gauss.
And if you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
That's one way to put it. These drivers have braking alert. It looks like Jacques Potgieter has been called into the pits. Hold on to your hats, folks. Sean Olivier is right on the heels of Melvin Gauss, and we're in for a wild ride.
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
Big gains for Sean Olivier as they move up the field, leaving Melvin Gauss behind. It's a thrilling pursuit as Ernest Heather is right behind Melvin Gauss, keeping the pressure on for second place.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Ernest Heather and Melvin Gauss, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
What a tight spot for Ernest Heather. They have Brendan Griesel right on their tail 0.2 seconds away, and Melvin Gauss just inches away with a gap of 0.1 seconds. It's a true test of their racecraft. As a former driver, John, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Lucy. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Willie Van Wyck in 13th chases after Janine Glad. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Willie Van Wyck needs to find a way to close the gap. Wayne Midden is placed 10th at the moment. Oh, the pressure is on for Wayne Midden. Trapped between Sean Johnson 0.2 seconds away and James Leach just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance.
Absolutely, Lucy. The pressure is mounting for Wayne Midden as they navigate through this challenging situation. It's crucial for them to remain focused and make calculated moves.
He's pulling away. Melvin Gauss is increasing the gap to Ernest Heather. It's a battle out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. This is racing at its finest.
Taihan Van Ruyen is on a mission, chasing Ernest Heather, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
With just 0.4 seconds between them, Taihan Van Ruyen will need to close the gap to have hopes of a pass.
It looks like Taihan Van Ruyen is making a move. The gap to Ernest Heather is now down to 0.1 seconds. Gerhard Niemand has the pedal to the metal, chasing Brendan Ernest Heather is placed third at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Taihan Van Ruyen, who is 0.3 seconds behind. John Ernest Heather has seen their lead over Taihan Van Ruyen shrink to 0.1 seconds.
This is where the mental strength of Ernest Heather comes into play. They need to stay calm and composed under pressure.
A great moment. Breaking alert. It looks like Jacques Potgieter has been called into the pits. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Taihan Van Ruyen, who is currently in P3. But Melvin Gauss is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Taihan Van Ruyen. It's all about consistency for Jean-Olivier, who is currently first.
Absolutely, and they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Oh no, John, look at this. Taihan Van Ruyen is closing in on Melvin Gauss. The gap is now just 0.1 seconds.
That's a worrying sign for Melvin Gauss.
Taihan Van Ruyen seems to be putting the pressure on Melvin Gauss. Things don't seem to be going Sean Johnson's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here.
Anything can happen yet, and it usually does. I've certainly seen drivers come back from worse.
The race is really heating up. Janine Glad is hunting down Troy Star with everything they've got. This is where the race gets really interesting. Taihan Van Ruyen is closing in on Melvin Gauss.
The racing is getting tight between Taihan Van Ruyen and Melvin Gauss as they battle for P2. No doubt, both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
The gap between Ronnie Jonker and Kenneth Ella is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Ronnie Jonker to bring Kenneth Ella into play.
You're spot on, and Kenneth Ella knows that they can't rely on Ronnie Jonker making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination, and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
The gap between Melvin Gauss and Taihan Van Ruyen is razor thin as they vie for second in this nail-biting contest.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
The pressure is on for Gerhard Niemann as they try to catch up to Renier Leach.
I would not be surprised if they get this pass completed soon.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
Things are going according to plan for Jean-Olivier, who is currently first.
That's right, they can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
The gap between Taihan Van Ruyen and Melvin Gauss may be wide, but that doesn't mean Taihan Van Ruyen is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. The battle for 4 is heating up as Gerhard Niemann tries to catch Renier Leach in P4.
The gap is 0.3 seconds now. Gerhard Niemann is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Renier Leach.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. And Melvin Gauss has just won the place from Taihan Van Ruyen. And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Lucy, it's always exciting to see these skilled drivers operating such fantastic machines on amazing tracks.
It looks like Melvin Gauss is in control. They're ahead of Taihan Van Ruyen by over a second, and it doesn't look like they're going to be challenged anytime soon. Looks like Sean Johnson is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control.
The action is non-stop as Taihan Van Ruyen shadows Melvin Gauss through every twist and turn, determined to claim second.
That's right, Lucy. The pressure can easily get the best of even seasoned drivers. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
An impressive showing from Taihan Van Ruyen, who has gained positions and left Melvin Gauss in the dust. It's all over. Sean Olivier has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now. Melvin Gauss takes second place with a fantastic race.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
Impressive drive from Taihan Van Ruyen to claim the final spot on the podium. Gerhard Niemann, Rennie, hold that thought. Hold the phone. Wayne Midden has pulled into the pits. With breaking news, folks. Wayne Midden is in the pits. Stuart Mack, Willie Van Wyck, James Leach SNR, and Ronnie Jonker take 12th, 13th. Wait, Jacques Potgieter is pitting. Hold up, breaking info. Jacques Potgieter has decided to pit. Hold on a moment. Jacques Potgieter has